Good morning, guys. We are your hosts, Lori
and Shenisse, certified spiritual life coaches. We are so glad you're here. Welcome to our podcast, Branching In.
Yes, and in this episode, Shenisse, we are going to unpack the word love.
So excited for this
Yes. So we're going to begin, Shenisse, by just defining what love is not, because it's such an important step in being able to define what love is. So we're going to start with what love is not.
Okay.
So the word love is often used when what we're really describing is an attachment. We've been conditioned to confuse the two, believing that needing someone, depending on them, or fearing their absence is the same as loving them. So let's talk about what is an attachment then. What is an attachment? The definition of that. Attachment is driven by unmet needs, fear, and emotional dependency. It creates the conditions under which we say love.
Oh, that's so true. And I have found that to be true in my life. Most of my life, I have confused love for attachment. And that's definitely a part of our conditioning. I feel like so many of us have that as we grow up, looking at our role models, looking at our parents, aunts, uncles, friends. We see all of these definitions for love and we take that on. And we believe, oh, okay, well, these are all examples of love. That's what love must be. But like you said, Lori, it's not so much love as it is attachment. And one good way to be able to kind of differentiate between the two is attachment comes with fear. There is so much fear. And that's such a good way to know, because there is no fear in love. Obviously, you can have moments and experiences, but it comes and goes. With attachment, there's just so much like gripping, needing to control, refusing to let go. There's no flow. It's very stagnant.
It needs to go that's such a great way to define that, because what it brings up for me is just having huge expectations, because it needs to go a certain way. And if it doesn't, I'm not going to be okay. It's it's part of my branch that if it's not there, I'm not going to make it. It's like my lifeline. That's when I know, for me, when I'm coming from a place of, I have to have this, it's a strong need, and I don't feel comfortable. I feel very uneasy. I have a lot of anxiety with that. Have you felt that? You feel very unsure and you're not sleeping as well because you need it so bad.
Yes. I mean, there's so much anxiety, so much stress, and so much overthinking. Like my mind will just be going round and round really fast, trying to do anything and everything to make something work, to keep a person in my life, or just, oh my goodness, it's so much mental static, and as a result, emotional as well. And just a general sense of unease, which is a huge indicator that it's attachment and not.
Yeah. And the funny thing is I've noticed when I've been in relationships that have that feeling, there's also, I'm contributing to that by needing to be needed. So on the other end, it's like I have this, unconscious knowing feeling to be needed, which is continuing that attachment on both ends of the relationship. So as much as that place, they're in that place. So we're kind of bouncing off each other. Like it feels good to be needed. And that, again, I'm coming from not love, I'm coming from an attachment.
Yeah. So many people don't realize that feeling of needing to be needed is also attributed to attachment and not love. And I know, oh my God, that took me so many years to realize that, because I lived in that for so long, that wanting to be needed, needing to be needed. And there was so much pain. My goodness, Lori, there was so much pain there. And I did not know that that was love for many, many years.
Oh, me neither. I thought that actually was, if I'm needed, and the more communication, the more I'm needed, the more texts, the more loved I am.
Yes.
And
Oh
if I
my God.
didn't get that, they don't love me.
And
They don't need me.
what's so funny is conditional loves grows out of the dynamic of attachment. So conditional love is transactional. It's only given if certain needs are met. And it says things like, I will love you as long as you make me happy. or behave the way I want or fulfill my needs. And so this type of love is often rooted in control, attachment, and external validation. Affection may be withdrawn when the other person fails to meet expectations, making love feel insecure, dependent, and performative. And when you are in the energy of conditional love, the unattainable standards you impose on others are the same ones you impose on yourself. So, Lori, this is what I came to understand. Back to that feeling of being needed. It was attachment. And then to emotionalize that further, it wasn't just attachment, it was conditional love. And what I didn't know in those moments, what I believed was that I needed someone to give me that love. That's what I was missing, is I just needed someone to love me unconditionally. And so what I realized in educating myself about unconditional and conditional love was, oh my goodness, this is conditional love. And it's not something that I can get from anyone outside of me. It's me. I'm the one who has to love myself unconditionally. It comes from me. And after having, really, I've been emotionalizing this for months and years and starting to come out on the other side of it, I'm like, yes, that was the answer. It was that I kept hoping someone would show me that love so that I could be whole, so that I could be healed. And that whole time, it had to come from me.
I
I
think that's
needed to give
so
myself
common.
that love. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's just why we're doing this episode, because that's such a common thing that most of us have grown up to believe and don't really know the difference between those. For example, suppose you require a partner to prioritize your needs above their own. In that case, you will feel the need to be self sacrificing in your relationships and often losing yourself in the process of proving your loyalty, which I absolutely have done. I have absolutely lost myself in almost every relationship I've ever been in because I've got lost in that being this self-sacrificing my needs and not really even thinking about it because I'm so concerned about losing something that actually I'm losing myself in the process because I want to hang on to them into this relationship so hard that I don't even know what my needs are. I haven't even looked at that because again, I'm coming from this angle of attachment and very hyper focused on their needs being met before mine.
Yeah.
So, how we relate to ourselves is the foundation of how we relate to others. This is
Yeah.
because we only have the ability to give what we have.
Yes. And Lori, I have to say, same. Oh my goodness. I spent almost 20 years of my life giving everything to my relationship, believing that, oh, if I just need to be more. If I just do more, give more love, show him how much I love him. Like, do all of these things, continue to give of myself. I will finally receive love in return. I will finally feel loved. He will finally love me the way I've been wanting to be loved my whole life. And so just years of just scheming and plotting and what can I do and how can I change this and what am I missing here, and just, my goodness, driving myself crazy trying to have the love that I'd always wanted. And when I finally dropped that and said, okay, this is not this is not working, and started giving myself all of the love that I had been wanting from others, it completely changed my whole life. It's changing my life as I speak, because this is fairly new to me, actually. This is something that I've really been emotionalizing for the past few months on a much deeper level. And it's changing my life. And I want all of our listeners to know that and realize that we have the power. It really does come from within.
Yeah, definitely. What was it for you, Shanice? You mentioned that it was like years of this. Where was the wake up that you were like, okay, this is enough? You just were so exhausted and drained, and you weren't finally, your needs were not getting met over and over. And then just what came to that realization? How did you come to this realization?
Well, funny enough, one of the things because my relationship was difficult for years, and I kept saying to myself, I'm not going to leave until I've tried everything. I'm like, I can't leave until I know I have tried everything. And looking back, I wish I had not done so. I didn't realize that it wasn't on me to try everything, but I did. I tried everything I could think of. And it was once I had exhausted every other option, I was just like, okay. And I finally had to face the truth. I had to sit with that. And it wasn't easy. It was really hard to say goodbye to something you had been working so hard to make work for so long. But I had exhausted all of my options. And so I really had to face myself and face all of the things that I had been avoiding. Because to be honest, I had known, but I didn't want to know. I was so stubborn. I didn't want to know what I knew. And so I was going to try everything else until, I came
Yeah.
back full circle.
Yeah. Shanice, I've done the same thing. My last relationship that I was in, partner needed a lot of help with a lot of areas. And I was so hyper focused on fixing him and very attached to the outcome of us being together. But I knew we couldn't be together until this was fixed, that was fixed, and just kept going at it and going at it and going at it and going at it, almost like crazy, like, holy cow. And finally, it's like, okay, this has got to change. This is not working this way. And why am I attached to this? First of all, like, that was the first thing, because we're talking here about attachment, that I was also attached to the person that was attached to me. I also had to figure out where was my attachment in this. And that really was my wake up call. That's kind of what got me off to working on me, because I saw I had attachment issues that was creating this, uh, you know, grabbing attachments, because
Mhm.
I was attaching to things and attaching to relationships and losing pieces of me in the process, and coming at them from a way of trying to have them satisfy me and my needs as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, exactly. It's it's such a vicious cycle
Yeah.
until you really become aware that it is a cycle and are
Yeah.
able to kind of step out of it enough to see it from a broader scope and really be able to face the truths that I think most of us spend so long running away from.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, but it is so worth it.
Yeah. And like you said, you knew, you could feel like, and I felt the same thing. It's like, but you kind of circling around it and still taking every last ditch effort to try everything before the inevitable.
Exactly.
You know, you got to go there eventually, but you're trying to
Yeah.
circle it for a bit, saying, well, maybe not. Maybe I can
Yeah.
take this little shortcut.
Yeah, well,
And
maybe I haven't tried this yet. Or you know what? Now that I think about it, I haven't tried this.
yeah, we can come up with a million things to keep
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to keep that attachment and keep going at it that way.
And I
Um,
did. I
I
definitely
did too.
did.
I did too. Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's really important. And I wish I had known this. It's like conditional love creates a sort of environment. And when you can understand the environment that conditional love creates, it makes it easier for you to see whether you're in that or not.
Yeah.
So let's go into that. What environment does conditional love create?
Yeah.
And so when we lack love, no amount of love from others will ever feel like enough. Even if people show us care and affection, we may dismiss it, doubt it, or feel unworthy of it. So right there, that's one thing. So if you find yourself in that, where no matter how much love people are showing you, you're just don't feel like it's enough, that is a sign that you're operating from conditional love. What are a few other ones, Lord?
Yeah, so Shanice, we watch characters who mistake obsession for devotion, control for care, and toxic cycles for love. Because these portrayals are so common, we internalize them as normal. Without even realizing it, we mirror these patterns in our own lives, believing that love should be dramatic, or that jealousy is proof, oh, that he loves me, there's affection there, or that a person's love can fix or save us.
Oh my gosh, I love that example, Lori. I feel like all the movies I watched growing up and books that I read growing up were detrimental because all of the examples of love were not love. Like Disney Channel movies, Cinderella, Snow White, the whole like fairy tale, and then all of the romantic books, the teen ones, and all of the romance. And I remember it got me so angsty because I like, I wanted that love for myself, and I'm just like, oh, I don't have that and I want it, and it caused so much pain and angst, and oh my goodness, it's terrible. It's
Yeah.
terrible. I'm so sad for my younger self having gone through that, because
Yeah.
that's not what love is. It was never something outside of me. It has always been within me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's
And I think
frustrating.
that's so common for all of us because most all of us grew up watching, Disney and having that as the bar and the model of what love is,
Yeah.
and that it was very outside of ourselves and very dramatic. And to me, what hit me is just like this idea that if they're not overly jealous, they must not care about me. Right? They don't care enough, or they're not coming to save me, like Superman is not coming to save me,
Yeah.
because that's literally, I was like waiting on the corner for Superman. Like, no, that's the bar. That's the guy. Um,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
that,
like, and the believing that someone else's love is going to save me and fix me. I was in that mentality for so long, Lori, so many years.
well, every love story, every movie, everything on TV cultivates that environment. That is
Yeah.
literally what, we're waiting for, is that person to come and pick us up like that fairy tale ending and walk across the threshold and just, oh, in their arms. And then, the funny thing is, and then the movie always ends.
And then it's like, it's over, happy
It's
love.
over. And that's actually, we don't get to see behind the scenes because
Yeah.
that could all go down that path. But then, like, so if we did have that fairy tale ending, which, okay, but where that all goes from there. Because again, if it ended that way and they walked into the saving us scene and then they end there, but the person didn't do the work on their own as well to save themselves, the movie, that we probably wouldn't want to see the end of that movie.
Well, yeah, the end of that movie would be a disaster.
Right.
And we know that because we see that. Look at so many relationships in the world that, end in divorce, that ends in disaster, because we're all looking for that love. We're like junkies, like
Yeah.
looking
Or
for
fixed.
yeah, for our next fix in
Yeah.
someone else's love.
Yeah. To me, an attachment is, it's not patient. That's another sign for me, like it's very like, I need it now. It's
Yeah.
like you said, a drug, a fix.
Yeah.
But, that's very conditional and very attached. But if I'm coming from this place of patience, I have all the time, it's a whole different feeling. It shouldn't feel like that. I shouldn't feel anxious or feel that there's this urgency.
Yeah, well, that's such a good point. Yeah, because love isn't, like, you hit it on the head. There is no urgency. It is patient. It allows.
Yes,
It's flowing. And it's difficult to understand the difference between love and attachment until you cultivate self-love, because then you have something to compare it to.
exactly.
So let's get into that then. So we've defined what love isn't. So let's define what love is so that we really can understand the differences.
So, love isn't just something we receive, it's something we allow ourselves to experience. The more we cultivate love within ourselves, the more we expand our ability to perceive it in the world. These are
Yes.
all things that we just got done talking about, Shanice, and what love isn't.
Yeah, so true.
The love you give yourself is the foundation upon which all other love is built. So when you really realize this, you stop looking for someone to be your missing piece and you really start showing up for yourself. That's the love you've always been searching for.
Yes.
You honor, love, and trust yourself. You set the standard for how life responds to you. You no longer chase love, but you attract it effortlessly because you have already, there's nothing you're attached to. You already have it. Like you already have it. So
Yeah.
what is there to chase? It's right here.
Yes.
So that just changes the whole dynamic, the whole environment, the whole energy.
Yes. Yeah, because like you said, you show up for yourself as the love you've always been searching for. And this is what I've been doing. So this has been my main focus these past few months. Has been this exactly, is showing myself the love that I had always been searching for. And it's changing me, like on an energetic, emotional, and physical level. It is changing me. I feel different. I have become so magnetic It's insane. And it's crazy because it's not, I still believe in a loving relationship and experiencing a deep love between two people. But since I've shifted and I've been giving myself the love I've always been looking for, I've come to realize that is what's going to attract the love that I would like to experience with another. Not chasing it, not, bending myself in a million different ways to make it work. It's becoming it and letting my magnetic field attract it to me and bring it into my life. So I've let that go completely. I'm just living a life in which I love myself deeply. And I know without a doubt that it absolutely is attracting a loving relationship into my life. And so I've let it go. I don't worry about it. I don't think about it. And I'm just focusing on me,
Because
and
you're
I
not
know it's going to
attached.
come.
Well, the
Exactly.
reason you're not worrying about it and thinking about it, because again, there's the trap. So
Yeah.
it really will catch you because what we talked about earlier, what love is not, is it's surrounded with fear.
Yeah.
It surrounds with this attachment. Because again, with attachment, there's fear, and with fear, there's attachment.
Yeah.
So you are not coming from that place. You're not fearing that. The reason you're not fearing, Shanice, is because you have it. There's nothing to
Exactly.
fear. There's nothing to fear. That's what I have woken up to as well. I've been on this spot for a few years now, and it's wonderful because I have it already. I have everything I need, and everything else is just filling my cup fuller. My cup is full. I'm not coming from it from a half empty, a half person, half place, half half. I'm full.
Yeah.
So anything, and so it's another fullness coming in. And again, to me, what separates is I'm not in a place that I have to have anything because I
Yeah.
have it. So it really removes the attachment, and you can really allow whatever's coming in to be what it is going to be. And that's such a great place, a great feeling, a great awareness to have.
It
That's what's so fun
is.
about knowing the difference and feeling the difference.
Yes. Yes. And I didn't come to this easily. Oh God, I resisted this place that I'm in for so many years. And now I'm just like, why on earth? Because this is amazing. It is amazing. I did not know that I could love myself so, that I could have such a loving relationship with myself. And it's really I just want to share this message with everyone, because I want everyone to love themselves like this and to know that it's available within you. Oh, it's so beautiful.
And you know what, Shanice? Like you hit it on the head. And who could love you better than you? Like
Yeah,
really, because we talk about needs being met, and to place that responsibility on another in an attachment style love is you can't get that's a no winning battle just because nobody was with you on every step of your journey but you. So in
exactly.
all of the little cracks and little things that you've seen along the way or you didn't receive or whatever it is, the only person that can fulfill that, which this is my realization that came through, which has helped me on this journey of love and understanding and what I want in my life, is knowing that I fill all those needs. I'm not looking outside of myself to fill that. And I'm responsible for me. And actually, I am the best person for that job. There is nobody that could do it better than me. Why would I even want somebody to do that job? Like that's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous.
Exactly.
So, and
Exactly.
oh my God, like I know, you know what? This is what I need today. I'm gonna not like wait for someone to go like, okay, here's some chocolate. You know what I mean? No, that's what I need. I go in the refrigerator and get that. I fulfill that need. It's that simple.
Yes. And it's such a joy. I'm having so much fun. I was doing yoga the other day and I was hungry and I'm just like, what do you want, baby? I got you. Anything you want. Let's go. And like, truly, like, just any way that I want to be treated by another, like, I'm doing it to myself, and it is a joy. It is so fun to give myself what I want, what I need, and to show up for myself in that
You're
way.
giving yourself unconditional love.
Yes.
So there it is. So we embrace this energy, this environment of what we're talking about, knowing the difference, and then giving ourselves that. So first we need to be unconditionally loving to ourselves.
Oh, yes. And so let's define that, because we defined what love is, but let's go even deeper
Yeah. Yes.
and let's define what unconditional love is. So unconditional love is free of conditions, expectations or requirements. It says, I love you as you are, not for what you do for me. And right there, that's such a big difference.
Yes.
So, this type of love is rooted in acceptance, compassion, and genuine care. Unconditional love does not mean tolerating toxic behavior or lacking boundaries. And that's really important to understand. I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
Unconditional love does not mean tolerating toxic behavior or lacking boundaries. It means loving from a place of inner wholeness rather than needing control. One of the most powerful aspects of unconditional love is that it honors the unique awakening process of every individual. And I
Yeah.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So I love you as you are, not for what you do for me.
Right,
That,
right. There's
yeah,
because again, you're not coming, you don't need anything. So you're not coming from that place. You're not giving yourself, you're not looking at yourself that way. So it's actually easy coming from that because if you're already doing that, you're already loving yourself unconditionally, you're going to be attracting that in.
yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Lori, we have a world full of people grasping for love, thinking it exists somewhere out there, never realizing that the feeling of being loved or unloved has always come from within. It comes from within because love at its core is a perception, one shaped by our own self acceptance, beliefs, and capacity to receive. The one person who will always be with you throughout every single moment from your first breath to your last is you. And you were just saying this, Lori. You were just talking about that.
Yeah,
Like
right.
others may walk beside you, love you, and share your journey, but you are the only constant.
Yeah. And that just reminding ourselves of that is very helpful in the process of going down this unconditional love road.
Yeah. Yes. It's not out there. It's in you.
Yeah.
Our tagline.
Go back to episode 1, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a blessing realizing that, because it's like it puts the power back in your hands,
Yeah.
back within you.
Yeah.
You have the power to do anything, and it really starts with self-love. And everything in my life that has blossomed, that has helped me grow in such beautiful ways started with self-love.
Yeah.
It all began there.
Yep. It absolutely, I agree 100%, Shanice. It always goes back to self-love. And when in doubt of anything, I share this with my children all the time is, you're not sure, you're dealing with, a certain relationships that you're not sure if they're for you or not. Go back to you.
Yeah.
Go back to you. Go back to self-love. Go back to self-love. That is just in everything. You can't love yourself enough. Like put it that way.
Yeah.
And just continually doing self-love work will just keep catapulting you in every category in your life. So you just can't go wrong there. And that's really where you will begin more emotionalizing and embracing these love truths. And you
Yeah.
won't need to step outside of, it'll make it easier. You don't have the need to go outside for anything because you have cultivated so much self love from within. And that really makes me think about, Shanice, and bring us to just asking ourselves what are our beliefs surrounding love.
Oh my
Like,
gosh. Yes, that's
we
so
don't know that, there's a lot of unconsciousness around that. I know for myself, we all grow up in a, household, caretakers, our family, and we don't even know consciously, unconsciously being programmed into how they view love. And
yeah.
that's love. That's just what love is. Really kind of going into what are your beliefs surrounding love? The way you were loved in your upbringing sets the stage for how we define love.
Yes.
Also describes how the continuous anxiety about whether others' love is real or not simply shows just one thing, that my love is not real.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to stop you right there. That's it. That right there. That's what I realized. So we were talking before, like, how did I know that? And I remember actually, and I have it. Osho's Love, Freedom, and Aloneness. I was reading that. And when I came across that part in that book where he says your anxiety about whether others' love is real or not simply shows one thing, that my love is not real, I had to stop because I'm just like, oh my gosh. because I'd always had that anxiety, he doesn't love me, he doesn't love me, he doesn't love me, he doesn't love me,
Yes.
and then I'm just like,
Oh,
oh my God, all those years, it was never about his love. It was about, and
that
that changed everything for me, Lori. Like, it just shifted my entire perspective. And what's really got me started, I'm just like, okay, I need to stop focusing on everyone else and their love. And I really need to like go within myself and really start cultivating my love.
yeah.
So,
And
yes.
I think that is so true for almost everybody listening is we've all been at that place of does he or she love me? Does he or she, again, when I started off talking earlier about it, I'm not getting that many texts right now from him or her. That, like you said, bring it back to you. What is it, that's coming from you that you're requiring so much this outsider to validate this for you? And we need to validate ourselves.
Yeah, like
So,
I realize I'm like, wait a second, this is my pain. He's not in pain. I am in pain. I am the one who's experiencing this stress. All of these emotions, they're inside of me. I'm like, why would I think that what I'm feeling has to do with anyone else? Like, I don't know, that hit me too. I'm just like, wait a second, it's in my body. These emotions that I'm feeling are in my body.
yeah.
That has to do with me, not anyone else,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it gives you all that power back.
Yes.
I mean, that in itself is just like, oh my God, I am the creator. And speaking of that, this exemplifies the importance of examining our beliefs about love and honestly evaluating the kind of love we experience in our relationships.
Yes.
Is it love or is it attachment? And knowing that we are the creator. So we have that power, first of all, like it's pointing out. And if we have that power, we really emotionalize that truth that we have the power to create. Wouldn't you want to know what your beliefs are currently surrounding love? And is it love or is it an attachment?
Yeah. No,
And if
exactly.
you're not sure what your love beliefs are, you need to look at your relationships and look what is around you. I mean, to me, that was the most telling. I mean, I wasn't sure. Okay, I'm not sure what it is. Okay, well, why don't I just take a look at what is in my life right now? Is it
Yes.
an attachment or is it love? Is it draining me or is it filling me? That kind of also shows you. Am I really tired? Am I like overgiving? Am I anxious? Again, am I being drained or is it adding? Is it filling me up, creating more energy or taking my energy away? And seeing that will reveal to you what you believe. And that's, I know I had to take a good hard look because I was blaming and going outside of myself for most of my life
Yep.
and blaming this and blaming that. And then I'm looking all around, but I created all of this. I brought all of this in. What I'm experiencing, this reality is what I believe. And when
Yes.
I really came to terms with what I believe is what's showing up around me and in relationships, especially because that's what life is all about is relationships, right? This is
Yeah.
the main focus that we're all focusing on is whatever type of relationships in general. That was very helpful, painful, like right in my face, painful, like, oh my gosh.
It's hard to look at. Yeah.
Yes, because it was like, looking in the mirror
Yep.
and realizing, okay, there's what I believe. And
Yes.
now I need to go look at that.
Yes. And we, like you said, Lori, we're creators. So we're responsible for what we create. So if we look at our lives and we don't like what we see, the wonderful thing about the fact that we're taking responsibility for what it is that we created is we can uncreate it. We
Yes,
can recreate something new. That's the joy of taking responsibility instead of like, oh, well, it's your fault that my life looks like that and it's your fault that I'm feeling this way. It's like, no, 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 no. The power is in you taking responsibility for the way your life looks so that you can do something about it if you don't like what you see.
exactly, exactly. And we talked so much in this when we talked about what love is not, which is attachment, which attachment is fear. And it's really simple for me. I put it so simple. It's either fear or love. Really. I mean, is it coming from fear or love? That's it. And if it's coming from fear, then it's not love. It's like that's
Exactly.
it.
That is the biggest indicator. If you are in fear, you are not in love. And let that be a guide. Like, I
Yeah,
would,
it's not a bad
whenever,
thing. It's a good thing to know that.
exactly, like instead of getting down on yourself when you see that you're afraid, get excited. Like, oh, I'm in fear. What is this showing me? Let it be a guide.
Yeah. And Aries, you need to work on. Like, when I love that I could see all these relationships, and from, I didn't love it at first, right? Because it was like, okay, back to me. But I also did love the fact that I knew that I have the power to create and discreate and make the changes that what I'd rather see in my reality. And, sitting down and defining that. But yes, the fear is the biggest determining factor. That really, and we all know when we have fear,
Yeah.
so it's pretty loud.
Yes. Yeah, and it's such a great tool to use fear to your advantage. I mean, come on. That is pretty freaking cool.
Yes, exactly. There is the benefit of that.
Yes.
That is the beautiful benefit of how fear comes to show us, what it needs, to show us to create what we'd rather have, which again,
Yes.
opposite of fear is love. And I know
Yes.
we all would love in our life more. There's never enough. We always want more love. So there's how you go about it.
Exactly. And we're talking about limiting beliefs, and the more you become aware of your love beliefs, the more power you have to then make choices based on that awareness. You can't change what you're not aware of. And so really looking at your limiting beliefs will help you determine how you're creating your life. And a great way to do that is the belief workbook. It's
Yes.
amazing. We have on one side, we have all the, limiting beliefs in different categories. So one is self-love, where you can look at, very common limiting beliefs that people have in self-love in their
Yep.
relationships. And then examples of thriving, empowering beliefs that you can program instead. You kind of unlearn the limiting beliefs and reprogram the empowering ones so that you really can start to create the change that you desire in your life, in your self love journey, and in your relationships.
Yeah. Love that. All
And we
right.
even have it like set up where it like shows you like how to unlearn it and how to create a new one and all of the steps. And it's been awesome because I mean, Lori, we've both used that on our journey and it has helped us so much. So highly, highly recommend.
Well, and when in us creating that book, we came up with all of our limiting belief, a lot, not all of, but a lot of our limiting beliefs. That's why it was really easy in the creation of it, and then looking at what we would rather have.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's an
Exactly. Such a
excellent
powerful tool
tool.
for transformation. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, okay. So to wrap it up, Shanice, in this episode, we defined what love is not and what it is. We also learned that our beliefs dictate our capacity to give and receive love.
Yes, and if you'd like to learn more about us or check out our products and services, you can click the link in the description. Our 10-week boot camp helps you get clear on your current relationships with love and guides you to the version of love you want to experience. So, yes, if you're interested, click the link and take a look at our 10-week boot camp. Today's quote is by Ram Dass. Unconditional love really exists in each of us. It is part of our deep inner being. It is not so much an active emotion as a state of being. It's not, I love you for this or that reason, not, I love you if you love me. It's love for no reason, love without an object. I love that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
everything we
beautiful.
talked about today. That just sums it up so perfectly.
Yes. Thank you, Ram Dass. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening to Branching In with Shanice.
And Lori. So join us for our next episode, and we post every Friday. See you guys then.